Welcome to Pam Nease's Sleep Revolution. Today, we're joined by one of Pam's incredible associates, Sophie. And in the next few minutes, you're going to get a chance to know who Sophie is if you have a chance to work with her or maybe work alongside her as well. Sophie, you are a former client of Pam's.
Yes, I am.
Take us through what that was like before you hired Pam. From one parent to another, you know, the sleepless nights, and maybe you're watching right now and you're going, I'm there right now. What was it like for you?
Well, for me, honestly, I never thought I would need to do any kind of sleep training, hire somebody. I was fully aware that there were wonderful people like Pam out there and that service was there. But having worked with children for 17 years prior to having my son, I was the last person. I never thought in a million years that I would encounter sleep problems. And for the first couple of months, honestly, we didn't. And I thought we had hit the jackpot. And I thought I was just doing everything right. Because there was no a poor night pacing the floor. And then all of a sudden, about 5 or 6 months, things started to change. Almost pretty much overnight. We started going back to 1 night week, 2 night week, 3 night weeks. And very quickly, in a matter of months, we had moved from him sleeping independently in his crib for a good chunk of the night to him co-sleeping with me, my husband in the spare room down the hall, and me still having to get up every 45 minutes to help him get back into sleep.
Every 45 minutes?
Every 45 minutes.
Okay, so at this point, you're throwing in the towel.
Yes.
And you're saying, I didn't think that I would need to hire a sleep consultant, a pediatric sleep expert.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time.
Yes.
So what else went through your mind when making that decision? Because you didn't think you were going to get down that road.
No, and I was fortunate. I had, from working in the childcare industry here in Kelowna, I had witnessed Pam's presentations at the baby fairs on several occasions.
Right.
And I'd had the chance to meet Pam and have a chat. And she'd always said to me, oh, you know what, when you're going to have a baby, you know where I am. And I was like, yeah. Not going to need to call. And, and there was one night, and it still breaks my heart to think about it. There was one night where I had been up, I don't even know how many times I had been up, and all my go-tos were not working. The soother was not working, even walking around was not working. And I got to the point where I was angry, and I swore at my baby. I was so frustrated at the end of my rope, and that for me was the moment where I realized this cannot go on. This is not how I want to parent.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel anger, and I know it's all because I'm exhausted and my baby needs help and I need help before this just turns into a train wreck.
So that was the moment for you as a mom, as a parent, where you said, this is what I need to do for my son and what I need to do for myself.
Yeah. And for my relationship as well.
Absolutely, right? So what was it like working with Pam then? So you sent the email, you talked to her on the phone.
Yes.
What was that like?
She was great. I had a bit of a laugh with her when I said, hi Pam, it's Sophie. It's me, I need you. And we had a little bit of a chuckle. And for me, it was a no-brainer calling Pam. I have got friends in the UK who've tried various different sleep learning techniques. And I had tried a couple of them. And for me, they just didn't sit right. I just wasn't comfortable with some of the processes involved that my friends had used, and they were trying to help me by giving me that information, and nothing really sat right. And I had worked with families who had worked with Pam, and I had worked with the children that had been helped into sleep by Pam. So for
you saw the results.
I saw the results, and so that gave me the confidence to go, you know what, I now need help, and I now know that Pam is the only one that I'm going to call.
And so throughout the journey of going through Pam's program, how quickly did you end up seeing results?
Oh my goodness. Day 3, I think, was it was the biggest turnaround. It just far exceeded my expectations. Yes, by day 3, we were different people. My son was a different little boy, and all of a sudden, the stress of even previous, 4 nights before, all of a sudden just, it lifted. And it was that quickly. I mean, there was definitely still a few little bumps in the road, but it was just miraculous.
72 hours.
Yeah.
and you had your boy back.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. And he had his mum back.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's a big thing too, the importance of sleep that you know I've learned as a client of Pam, and
Yeah.
you as well now. So now here you are, your son is almost 2 years old.
Yes.
Alex.
Yes.
What does your life look like now?
Oh my goodness.
You're not swearing at your kid anymore as much. And
Not because he's not sleeping. I have joked with Pam on several occasions that I now blame my son's rambunctiousness, let's say, because he now sleeps too well. He's so well rested.
He's
just
too
got-
much energy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's just go, go, go.
Wouldn't you rather have that problem though?
Oh my gosh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And another conversation I had with Pam just a couple of weeks ago, he's recently started daycare, so we're getting the coughs and the colds and
Yeah.
the illnesses, and the back molars are coming in, and I knew he was getting sick the other day, and it wasn't for any other reason than the fact that he napped for 3 hours. And I texted Pam and I said, Alex is getting sick, he's just had a 3-hour nap. And she knew straight away what I meant by that, and it was just that his body knows that he needs to sleep,
Yeah.
and because he has this great sleep skill, he's able to do it. Which, you know, instead of him being up all night and coughing and distressed and needing help because he doesn't feel well, he's able to sleep.
He's mastered
Oh,
that
he's
skill.
absolutely mastered that skill.
And he's going to have that for the rest of his life.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah,
So now
it
you
is.
have this other relationship with Pam because
Yep.
after being one of her clients,
Yep.
now you work alongside Pam as one of her associates. What is that
Yes.
like working with Pam?
So much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun, yeah. I remember talking to Pam, actually just when we were working with Alex, and she was just saying how busy she was, and she wasn't sure how you know, she was like, I don't know how I'm going to keep up. And I remember at the back of my mind at the time thinking, oh gosh, you know what, that would be a cool thing to do. But I was busy with other work, I was still doing childcare, and I was still stay-at-home mom, and I didn't think too much about it, but the thought definitely crossed my mind. And then when she called me, you know, about 8-9 months later, and said I'd like to meet for coffee, and she talked me through what she was hoping to do. For me, it was just like, wow, okay, this is my next step, because I had, coming from a childcare background, I was kind of thinking, what's my next step anyway? I was at that point, I was at that kind of crossroads, right, going, okay, do I go and do something else? Do I go back to school? Where am I going to go from here? And it was just right time, right place, perfect timing, and it was just a no-brainer. It was like, yeah, this is definitely the path that I want to go down.
And obviously, you know, it works because,
Yes.
you know, you've been down that road and now you
Yes.
can relate from one parent to another.
Absolutely.
So if you're a parent and you're looking for some help, Sophie and the rest of Pam's associates are there to help you as well. And they work remotely. You can Skype with them. They can do phone calls. It's online. It's so easy to get help right now.